So you're looking at the Grand Ivy Casino, and you've probably hit a wall on Trustpilot, right? It's confusing. On one hand, you see people raving about it with five-star reviews, and on the other, you've got these really scary one-star warnings. It's completely divided. Yeah, battlefield is the perfect word for it. For every person talking about a fast payout, there's someone else saying their account was locked and their money is gone. It's enough to give you whiplash. So how in the world are you supposed to figure out what's real? That's the big question, isn't it? Who is telling the truth? Are the five-star reviews legit, or are the one-star warnings from players who just got unlucky or broke a rule? Well, today we're going to cut through all that opinion and get down to the facts. Look, my approach here is different. I'm a forensic auditor by trade, which means I don't just read reviews. I follow the money. I've put my own cash into the Grand Ivy, I've timed their withdrawals down to the minute, and I've gone deep into the corporate records of their parent company. This is about verifiable proof. All right, so here's our game plan. First, I'll walk you through my exact investigation method. Then we'll look at what's behind that surge of five-star reviews. After that, we'll dive into the one-star red flags, pull back the curtain on the company that owns them, and then I'll give you my final verdict. So let's get right into it. How do I do this? Well, this is not a casual browse of their website. This is a full-blown deep dive, combining my own real money tests with some serious corporate digging. Here's my checklist. I always deposit my own funds. I test withdrawal speeds myself. And by the way, when I tested their 24-hour promise, my first withdrawal actually took 78 hours, thanks to a verification process we're going to talk about. I also verify their licenses with the official regulators, like the UK Gambling Commission and the MGA. And, most importantly, I track the corporate filings to see who's really pulling the strings. Okay, let's start with the good stuff. That recent explosion of five-star reviews. My audit found a crystal clear reason for this, and it all boils down to a huge player-friendly change they made at the start of 2026. Now, before we get into the math, let's quickly define a key term: wagering requirement. If you're new to this, just think of it as a hoop you have to jump through. When you take a bonus, the casino says you have to bet a certain amount of money before you can cash out any winnings from that bonus. And this chart says it all. It is night and day. Before January 19th, 2026, a tiny 10-pound bonus came with a staggering 650-pound wagering requirement. After that date, they dropped it to just 100. This 10x cap is the tipping point. It's where a bonus goes from a statistical trap to a genuinely fair offer. It was an absolute game changer. To put a single number on that, we're talking about an 85% reduction in that wagering hoop. This one change is almost single-handedly responsible for that flood of happy players and five-star reviews. But of course, that's only half the story. If the bonuses are so fair, where are all these one-star horror stories coming from? Well, my audit uncovered a very specific, repeating problem that I call the withdrawal loop. And here's the key thing to understand. This isn't random. It's not just bad luck. My own test and the complaint logs all point to one critical moment: a player's very first withdrawal, especially after a big win. And here's exactly how that loop plays out. Step 1, you hit a nice win. Step 2, you go to cash out for the first time. And then, bam, step 3, your account is suddenly locked for a Know Your Customer check. For me, that meant uploading my passport, a recent utility bill, and proof of my payment method. And while that's going on, you're at step 4. Your winnings are completely frozen. That 78-hour wait I mentioned, this is it. This is the loop. So why does this keep happening? My investigation shows it's because of their overly aggressive automated security system. It flags you for anything. Maybe your name is similar to someone on a blacklist, or maybe you didn't mention you played on one of their sister sites. It all happens automatically with no human touch, which is why it feels so sudden and, let's be honest, predatory. To really understand why they operate this way, you have to zoom out and look at who actually owns the Grand Ivy. This is not some small-time operation. It's one piece of a huge corporate network. The name behind the curtain is White Hat Gaming, and these guys are a massive player. They run dozens of online casino brands you might have heard of, like Rialto or the Vic. They are fully licensed by the strictest authorities out there and partner with all the top software companies. This is a very serious, tech-driven operation. And that corporate reality is a trade-off for you, the player. On the plus side, you get fantastic technology and the safety of being with a regulated company. The downside? You get corporate friction. When that automated system locks your account, there's no phone number you can call to sort it out. Okay, we've looked at the good, that fantastic new wagering rule. We've looked at the bad, that frustrating withdrawal loop, and we've looked at the corporation behind it all. So let's put it all together for the final verdict. Here's the bottom line. The Grand Ivy is a legitimate operator. It is not a scam. But, and this is a huge but, it runs on a system of very strict, poorly communicated, automated security triggers that can feel incredibly predatory. The danger isn't that the casino is fake. The danger is accidentally getting caught in its automated web. But you can navigate this web. If you do decide to play, here is your survival guide. Number 1, and this is the most important piece of advice I can give you, get your ID fully verified before you deposit a single penny. Go through the whole passport and utility bill process when the stakes are 0. Second, don't try any complicated bonus strategies that might flag the system. And third, if they ask about playing on their other sites, just be honest. It's your best defense against the machine. So there you go. It's a casino with a genuinely fair bonus system, guarded by a harsh, automated security net that catches a lot of unsuspecting players. In a way, both sides on Trustpilot are telling their version of the truth. Now that you've seen all the evidence, the only question left to ask is this a risk you're willing to take?